Good morning students. Today we are going to start about theory of emulsification. It's a very important question asked in a question paper. Explain the theories of emulsion. So here you should understand what is emulsion, how it is formed, and in order to lower the interfacial energy or the interfacial high energy, what are the theories which are proposed to do that and how to stabilize the individual droplets. So you should understand first what is emulsion and how you should, and what is the theory saying, and what are the mechanisms through which you can achieve the stabilization of droplets in an emulsion. Okay, so here first let us discuss what happens in emulsion and how you can reduce that energy. Suppose when oil and water are mixed and agitated, you are mixing and you are shaking, droplets of varying sizes will be produced. It's obvious when we do in the kitchen also. Even if you observe, when you take oil and water and when you shake them, you get droplets of various sizes, right? A tension exists at the interface because the two immiscible liquids tend to have different attractive forces, right? Because there are two different phases, one is oil, the other is water. So a tension is existing at the interface between oil and water because both of these phases will have different attractive forces. Okay, for example, if you see a molecule of phase A, let us suppose phase A is oil. So a molecule of oil will be attached into oil and it will be repelled by water, right? So a molecule of phase A is attached into phase, attracted, not attached, it is attracted. A molecule of phase A is attracted into phase A and repelled by phase B. So like oil is attracted by oil and repelled by water. So this immiscibility, the greater this immiscibility, the greater you will have the tension between the two layers. So in general, the greater the degree of immiscibility, the greater is the interfacial tension between oil phase and the water phase. Then a fine dispersion of oil and water necessitates a large area of interfacial contact. So when you want to produce a fine dispersion, that means you have to shake, you have put energy in order to get a fine dispersion of oil and water. So in order to get that fine dispersion of oil and water, you need to create a large contact, a large area amount of contact between this oil and water. So therefore the production of this dispersion of oil and water, it will require an amount of work because you have to produce a fine dispersion. So obviously it will require certain amount of work. So this will require an amount of work which is equal to the work which is required, it is equal to the product of interfacial tension and the area change. So the amount of work required is the product of interfacial tension and the area change. So when you speak in terms of thermodynamics, thermodynamically speaking, this work is nothing but the interfacial free energy which is imparted to the system. So work which is required to create a fine dispersion for creating an intimate contact between two phases is nothing but the interfacial free energy which is imparted to the system. And whenever you are having any high energy in a system, it will favor a reduction of area. So a high interfacial free energy, it favors a reduction of interfacial area. How it is causing reduction in area? When the system is unstable, when it is having high energy, it will cause a reduction in area. How? First, by causing the droplets to assume the spherical shape. Your spherical shape is supposed to have minimum surface area for a given volume. So this interfacial free energy is causing reduction in area, first by causing the droplets to take spherical shape, and the second by causing them to coalesce, that is rejoining. That is 3 or 4 droplets will join to form a big particle. So when they are forming a big particle, obviously they will have a decreased surface area. So whenever you are comparing the surface area of a smaller particle and large particle, this you might be knowing that a smaller particle will have a large surface area, whereas a big particle will be having less surface area. So this high interfacial energy, it is first causing the particles to assume spherical shape, and second thing, it is causing them to coalesce. So this is the reason for the decrease in the interfacial free area. So that is why we are calling, this is the main reason in which you are including the words thermodynamically unstable in the classic definition of opaque emulsions. So remember the definition of emulsions. They are thermodynamically unstable, heterogeneous, biphasic systems in which one phase or in which two immiscible phases are dispersed, you can write, or you can write in which one phase is dispersed in the other phase in the form of droplets, right? So this is the main you need to understand why emulsion is termed thermodynamically unstable, because it is associated with a high interfacial tension, and to produce a fine dispersion you require an amount of work. So this work is nothing but the interfacial free energy, and how it is a high interfacial energy which is existing in the emulsion, that is causing a reduction in the surface area, interfacial, that is causing a reduction in interfacial area. How? First, by taking the particles to spherical shape, and second, by causing them to coalesce. Okay, so this is the unit. Now you understood what is emulsion. It is associated with what? So now to produce a stabilized emulsion, what you should do? What are the mechanisms that are proposed in order to stabilize your emulsion? So that we'll discuss now. So whenever he is asking theory of emulsification, you can just give introduction like this, and then droplet stabilization. In this, what are the mechanisms to produce the stabilization of droplets? So in theory of emulsification or theories of emulsion, you should mention all this, and this is an important question for your long marks. And I can give you a few examples also. Here in theory of emulsification, you can include that, for example, liquid hydrocarbons such as those found in mineral oil, they exhibit an interfacial tension against water. So oil will exhibit a tension against water, right? So mineral oil, it is exhibiting an interfacial tension against water of approximately 50 dynes per centimeter. 50 dynes per centimeter. This is the interfacial tension which is exhibited by mineral oil against your water. 50 dynes per centimeter. Whereas a more polar vegetable oil such as your olive oil is exhibiting an interfacial tension of about 23 dynes per centimeter square. 23 dynes per centimeter against water. So you can define interfacial tension as the interfacial tension at a liquid interface is defined as the work required to create 1 centimeter square of the new interface. I repeat, you can write the interfacial tension, it is defined as the work required to create 1 centimeter square of the new interface. So interfacial tension is defined as the work required to create 1 centimeter square of the new interface. That means a new area or a new, because of the tension at the interface, 1 centimeter square of the new area is created. That is an interfacial tension. Now coming to droplet stabilization. So two conceptual alternatives exist for creating opaque emulsion. So now you have studied how emulsion is known as thermodynamically unstable. So now in order to make it stable, what are the theories which are proposed, or what are the mechanisms through which you can achieve? So that we have to discuss now. Two mechanisms or two alternatives exist for creating opaque or your milky appearing emulsion. So what are those mechanisms? Number first is by lowering your interfacial tension. Number two, by preventing the coalescence of droplets. So this we have seen yesterday also. This is done. Yes, this was the function of emulsifying agent. You remember the diagram I have shown you? Suppose this was the oil, this was the water. When you do trituration, yes, you will get an emulsion. Let us suppose this is an mobile W emulsion. Okay, and coalescence. So then emulsifying agent is required, right? What emulsifying agent does? It prevents the coalescence of droplets. Thus it maintains the individual integrity of droplets, right? And by lowering the interfacial tension. So two alternatives exist for creating a milky appearing emulsions. Number one is by lowering the interfacial tension. Number two, by preventing the coalescence of droplets. So these are the this work is done by your emulsifying agents. So according to the classic emulsion theory, emulsifying agents are capable of performing both the objectives. So this we have discussed in yesterday's class also. In the formation of emulsion video, we have seen how emulsifying agents work, what is their function. So by lowering the interfacial tension and by preventing the coalescence of droplets. Right, so the materials commonly used as emulsifying agents, they can be divided into three categories. So the materials which are commonly employed as emulsifying agents, they are divided into three categories. Number one is surface active agents. The emulsifying agents basically are of three types or three categories. They fall into three categories. They include your surface active agents, hydrophilic colloids, and finely divided solids. So the emulsifying agents are nothing but your surface active agents, hydrophilic colloids, and finely divided solids. They reduce the interfacial tension and act as barriers to droplet coalescence. Okay, why they are acting as barriers to droplet coalescence? Because they are adsorbed at the interface, or more precisely on the surface of the suspended droplets. You getting my point? See, suppose these are your droplets. Okay, on these droplets emulsifying agent is adsorbed. So now it is preventing the rejoining of these two, right? So they reduce the interfacial tension and they act as barriers to droplet coalescence. Coalescence means rejoining, right? So they are acting as barriers to droplet coalescence. If they are droplets, they are acting as barriers to droplet coalescence. How they are acting? Since they are adsorbed at the interface, or more precisely on the surface of suspended droplets. That means they are adsorbed. This emulsifying agent is adsorbed on the surface of a suspended particles. Now it is preventing the joining of two or more particles. Okay, so this way emulsifying agent work. Emulsifying agent assists in the formation of emulsions by three mechanisms. Okay, so the three mechanisms are suggested through which emulsions is formed with the help of emulsifying agent. Right, what are those three mechanisms? Very important, because these only you have to include main in your theory of emulsions. Whenever he is asking the theory of emulsions, just give an introduction and then write all this. So what are those mechanisms? Reduction of interfacial tension, which is nothing but your thermodynamic stabilization. Then interfacial film formation. Okay, so whenever there is a film formation between individual particles, see like this, individual film particles, what will happen? It is acting a mechanical barrier to coalescence. Then electrical repulsion. This is a mechanical barrier. Here in electrical repulsion, you have an electrical barrier to approach of particles. So whenever there is an electrical barrier to approach of particles, the particles will not come together. Instead, they will repel each other. So these three mechanisms are suggested through which emulsifying agents aid in the formation of emulsions. They include a reduction of interfacial tension, which is known as thermodynamic stabilization, interfacial film formation, which acts as a mechanical barrier to coalescence, thus it prevents the joining of particles and maintains the integrity of individual particles. Next, electrical repulsion, which is in which electrical barrier is formed to approach of particles. So there is an electrical barrier, so particles will not come together, instead they will repel each other. Okay, so then we have to discuss in detail about these three, how it works, how these are caused. Okay, so today we will discuss about the first one, which is reduction of interfacial tension. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about interfacial film formation and electrical repulsion. So with that we will finish the theory of emulsions and we will start with another topic in emulsions. So coming to reduction of interfacial tension, how interfacial tension is lowered. So this we have seen in suspensions also. The adsorption of surfactant, it lowers the interfacial tension between the two liquids. Whenever a surfactant is adsorbed on liquid or on the surface of liquid, it will lower the interfacial tension between the two liquids. A reduction in the attractive forces of the dispersed liquid for its own molecules lowers the interfacial free energy of the system. So how there is a reduction in attractive forces. So whenever there is a reduction in attractive forces for its own molecules, what will happen? It will lower the interfacial free energy of the system, and also it is preventing the rejoining or coalescence of droplets. So in a way, phase separation is also avoided, right? So this all is done to reduce the interfacial tension. It is done through a surfactant. The adsorption of surfactant lowers the interfacial tension between two liquids. Then a reduction in attractive forces of the dispersed liquid. That means this is a dispersed liquid. Okay, one is a dispersion medium. So that dispersion medium only he is talking about, right? No, sorry, it is dispersed phase, because you have to maintain dispersed phase is in the form of droplets. Yes, you remember? Dispersed phase you have, and one is dispersion medium. So dispersed phase is in the form of droplets. These individual droplets should remain their integrity, maintain their integrity. Dispersion medium is nothing but which is the bulk liquid, which is formed by the molecular interactions between the liquid. So this is the continuous liquid, this is a discontinuous, right? So this droplets integrity is maintained by this surfactant because it is preventing the coalescence. I think I have repeated this many times and it's very clear. The adsorption of surfactant, it lowers the interfacial tension between two liquids. A reduction in attractive forces of the dispersed liquid. That means whatever the particles are there, there is a reduction in attractive forces. So these two will not come together. So they will remain individually. So individually, individually dispersed. So the individual integrity of droplets is maintained by surfactant. So it is reducing the interfacial tension and also it is preventing coalescence or phase separation. So even though the reduction of interfacial tension lowers the interfacial free energy, it is the role of emulsifying agents as interfacial barriers that is most important. Okay, he is telling that even though reduction of interfacial tension is responsible for lowering the energy, but the role of emulsifying agents as interfacial barriers is most important. Okay, so this can be clearly seen if you see many examples like many polymers and finely divided solids which are not efficient in reducing the interfacial tension, but they form excellent interfacial barriers. Okay, then they act to prevent coalescence and are useful as emulsifying agents. So this is talking about this second mechanism. Even though reduction of interfacial tension is important, some polymers and finely divided solids, they do not reduce interfacial tension, but they form interfacial barriers. Okay, which prevents coalescence and they are useful as emulsifying agents. Okay, so this is with your first mechanism in which we have discussed about reduction of interfacial tension. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about interfacial film formation. So in interfacial film formation you should know that different emulsifying agents form different kind of films. For example, your surface active agents, they will form monomolecular film, and your hydrophilic colloids, they will form your multimolecular film formation. Okay, so hydrophilic colloids form multimolecular film and your surface active agents form monomolecular film. So this will and your finely divided solids, they form solid particle film formation. They cause solid particle film formation. And the next last we have to discuss is about electrical repulsion. So with this we will complete theory of emulsion. Please refer the video and prepare notes from video and the Lachman. If you have any doubts, let me know. Thank you.